New Year's Day, Dad and I are over here at Liberal, Missouri, where we've been cutting the last couple days. Some of this walnut. We're going to go ahead and try to get some drug out and deck today. There's supposed to be some pretty good rain coming in overnight. And judging by the looks of this ground right here, and this is where we're going to deck right here, right in this area. I'd say this whole road will be solid. It will get greasy after the rain. You can see kind of powder here, so yeah, it'll get greasy, but it should be in a day or two we can load out. But the main thing is we'll try to get them out. I've got a lot going on this week. I got a lot of places I need to be. Not that that's anything out of the ordinary or different than usual, but and we won't finish. This job will be ongoing for a while with the size of the piece of ground this is, or the size of the farm, because it's multiple pieces of ground that all connect together. A lot of acreage here, so we just wanted to kind of tinker here over the weekend, kind of get started. We just fueled the skidder. I'm letting it warm up. Of course, I still don't have my ram. Hopefully I'll get it back tomorrow is what I'm hoping for. I feel naked not having all my tools, everything I need, not necessarily to go to work, but I like having them when I'm at work. That makes sense. But luckily we're still able to go to work, cut trees, and drag logs. Pretty good bunch of walnut, as you guys have seen in the Facebook post. I really haven't made any cutting videos. I'm getting bad about making any kind of cutting videos because here lately it's just pretty much been me. Dad's been, coming to work, but other than that, it's pretty much just been me. So it's about a one-man band. Dad does all he can. Like today, Dad's going to mark and work the deck, and that takes a lot of load off my shoulders. It really does. It helps speed things up tremendously, and that's just one less thing I got to do. But for now, let's jump in the old 648H. This is our 13 model. Of course, you guys know our 12's down at John Deere. Getting some issues resolved on it. The 12 is the one I'd probably like to sell. It doesn't really matter either one to me, whether it's a 13 or the 12. They're both really good machines, but I don't know. I like this 13 a little better than the first one we got, and just kind of partial to it. I've got this little 500i in here. That's what I've been cutting with. I cut with it yesterday. I used one of Dad's 661s Friday cutting. He's got several 661s just like I do, but most of mine are on the back of my Ram. But this 500i was in my garage, so I just grabbed it. Got a little moisture here on the windows. That'll burn off real quick like. Away we go. Let's get some logs out. I was actually losing sleep last night thinking about getting these out, like I tend to do. Back around here. Try to not forget that choker cable I threw out there in the road. So we'll get some logs. I'm kind of grown up in here, so I'm just going to drop the blade, kind of make a road right through it. Not that any of this stuff is going to slow this 648 down, but I like to have roads. And we've still got trees to cut on this side of this ditch over here, so we might want accessibility because I'm going to bring the Ranger over here. That way Dad and I can get around a little easier. Getting some of these hogs out here, knocking down some old dead trees. There's a log there. I cut that little guy out of there. Good tall trees, good colored wood. Several to cut, one right here to drag out. Crossing this little ditch here, rock bottom, should hold up pretty good for us. Alright, so this big boy right here, I've got him cut and bored out. I've got a notch and a couple little tabs. I want him to go back to the north here, so I left just enough to where it'll keep him up. We're going to use the old big green power wedge here. once I get them going, I try to back up. Nice. Landed good. I didn't want to run the risk of it hitting wrong up there on those limbs and pop that tree. These old walnut are brittle. People wonder why we don't put a full hinge in them. You get to hinging them, a full hinge across there like you do the oak, you'll bust that walnut open, ruin logs. It's just not a good deal. So we bore cut all of our walnut. A lot of guys think it's some kind of weird black magic what we do, how we cut them, but it seems to work for us. It's worked for us for decades. So I guess we'll just keep on doing it. Yeah, looks good in the grapple back there. A lot of footage in that tree. It's got a good 12-foot log, but it's got a lot of lumber in the top of it. As you guys know, I don't like to waste anything. If we can take it to market, it's coming out of the woods with us. So I get everything I possibly can, as it should be. It takes a lifetime for them to grow. You might as well get all you can out of them. One of the biggest challenges we're going to face on this job is our drag distances. To get these logs to an area where they can be loaded out. Like right now, we're probably dragging at least a half mile. And that sucks. That eats into your time, that eats into your overall profits. You got a lot of money tied up in fuel with these long drags, and you can't get near the volume out. And even with this H, we try to put about all we can in the grapple on these big drags, these old drags like this. But still, it just eats into your time. And logging, much like anything else anymore, it's a production-based game. I mean, you're always trying to work on a production scale, even like what we do on this select hardwoods, like our walnut, bur oak, white oak, post oak, ash maple. We have to work on a volume. And if you're tying up a lot of time in these long drags, it's hard to meet that volume. And the reason why is because there's no good place to load back here. We've got ditches. I wouldn't dare take my Western Star across these ditches, let alone ask anybody else to ever drive their log truck across them. So, you gotta drag them. Been doing some tree hauling here. Rain's coming. It's starting to sprinkle on me now. A little bit of this one around us, but it's coming, no doubt about it. So, this road's all sand down through here, which it'd be probably wet for a day or two, but right up here there's gravel, so we're just putting everything right up there, that way we can get it tomorrow too. And as always, when it's set up like this, you can always keep your logs moving if you put in a little extra work. These are fair logs. They're nothing too spectacular here. Most of it's just lumber grade. There's a few low grades in here, but that's all it is low grade. These trees they've got issues with it being, I've seen some shake in some of them, I've seen some worm in some of them. They're just pretty typical for the area over here around Liberal Bernal. Every now and then you'll come across some good trees, but for the most part they've all got issues.